bars? You could light for me.
Everybody. Oh,
I'll let you start, man.
um, I'm glad we got the 3 points, but we did not deserve to win that game. We played horrible. If that was Manchester City, if that was Arsenal, we would have lost that game. Like we need to be doing better. Salah was terrible today. He should have been making better passes. The only person there was only two people I saw doing good today. That was Shakiri and Lalana. Other people were doing either okay or they were just like not good this game. Like everybody had their moments, but other than that, we were just terrible today. We did not deserve to win that game.
Yeah, abysmal. I think Huddersfield definitely deserved a point. Give them the win. I mean, I'm glad we got it, and I've always said I just want to win the games, and I do, and I'm glad we did that. Don't let's not get it twisted. We're both happy that we got the 3 points. It's important, but that performance was just abysmal. I mean, that was just a disgusting performance, almost as worse as as bad as the Napoli game. And in that game, we almost rode that to a draw, but probably didn't deserve that. Huddersfield played a really good game, and again, if they had some better forward players, that chance at the end of the game from them, from Munia, I think his name is. I don't know how they missed that. I'm glad they did, but just and you can see Klopp all game just shaking his head, putting his face in his hands. It was just bad. Salah, man, he's got to sit. I never thought I'd say this, but Salah has got to sit his behind down.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm glad he scored because if he didn't, we see how the game would have ended. So for sure, thank you for scoring a goal. I'm glad you're back on form with scoring goals. Your passing is
Terrible though.
totally atrocious. I mean, just giving the ball away at every time he got the ball,
Like there was
you knew he was gonna give it away. Every almost okay, maybe one or two times he linked up some play decently, but by and large, and it's hard to really pick a man of the match. I think if I had to, the guy on the TV said Shakiri. I'd probably say Shakiri as well.
yes.
Even defensively, everybody's boy Van Dyke had some so-so moments today. Really, really, I mean, had some moments that almost cost us in the back today. So did Lovren. I mean, collectively, we just weren't good. The fullbacks weren't awful. There were some crosses that probably could have got stopped. I think for to a man, I mean, we just weren't that great today. Salah was good today. I mean, that's your opinion. That's fine. You're entitled to your own opinion. I don't know how anyone watching that game could see that. I really don't see that at all.
I think.
I mean,
So there was this one time, and so Salah gave the ball away many times. There was this one time where it was going and it was too high for storage. But there was this one time he passed the ball right to the guy. He was trying to pass it to Firmino, but he looked like it was on purpose to the other team.
well, it's definitely not on purpose. But yeah, if it looks like that, then that's really bad. And that's the point I think you're making. I mean, clearly he wouldn't try to do that on purpose,
Exactly.
but it was just so bad. Firmino came and made some bad passes as well. I got to give a shout out to Fabinho. Fabinho, I thought
Fabinho
very
came in
limited,
and he
yeah,
was
very
good.
limited amount of time, but did good. Same with Genie, and I thought we said
Yeah.
it here at halftime. Did you see Salah's skill? I'm not really sure if you're trolling, bro, or what, but what skill are you talking about? Scoring the goal? That's fine. If you scored a goal, that's great. I didn't see any skills from Salah. Maybe here and there, moment to moment. I mean, a few moments he might have had, but skill? Okay, well, I don't. I mean, again, you're entitled to your own opinion, bro. But I didn't see any skill. I saw him score a goal. That was good. Other than that, he gave the ball away at least 10 times today,
And also,
and that's no exaggeration.
um, he there was moments of the game where he was trying to be fancy. Do you remember that time he was like trying to pass the ball through somebody else's legs? Don't try to do that. Just try to do
The
it
easy
normally.
play, right? Make the easy play. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm glad that we got the game. I'm glad we got the win.
Yeah.
He turned the defender, then Lossy came out. Yeah, I'm gonna just let you keep doing your thing, man, because that's what you're saying is. I mean, it's one thing to have an opinion, but yeah. Anyway, so I mean, I think, like I said, at halftime I was saying, bringing in Fabinho, bringing in Genie, Klopp's the manager. You can decide who you want to take out. But I thought Fabinho came in and did some nice bits. I thought Genie came in and did some nice bits, trying to be that controller of the game. There were some nasty challenges there that you really couldn't see unless you saw it in instant replay. Genie had his back of his heel just scraped by some dude in their team. And some of it, that looked like it was on purpose. There was a situation on Lalana that looked like an accident. Somebody came down hard on his ankle.
It
It's
was
football.
the top.
Yeah, I thought Shaqiri was probably the best. And that's,
Yeah.
I mean, kind of by default because no one really did really well today. I mean, there were periods of time, again, where guys did well. Fabinho coming in, like I said. Genie was okay. So I mean, yeah, it's just you had a feeling Monty was going to play today. I was okay with the lineup. I really was, and And moving forward, I'm okay with lineups like that. To me, it wasn't the lineup. It was just, I mean,
The
guys
way
just
we
looked
were
tired. Like
playing.
international break, I don't know what it was. Milner had all this time away. And he looked pretty weak today, pretty slow, fatigued. So it's just a frustrating performance, in our opinion. You know what I mean? I get it if
But
people think that
still,
it was a great
good.
performance or that Salah was great or that he had skill, like the guy said. But I mean, Rex, for me, Gomez was man of the match. Yeah, yeah, you were saying Gomez was good in the first half. I thought he was decent. I don't think he was great, but I thought he was decent. He did whatever he had to do really on that left side, or up right side, his right side. So yeah, I mean, I thought Gomez was good. Yeah, I mean, but I think collectively, defensively, we just weren't that great. Win ugly, everything confusing, but head to head with Man City. Yeah, no question on that. Mike Thompson says Lovren has a mistake in him. He does. But people got to talk about Van Dyke too. It wasn't just Lovren. Both of them had some moments there where it was like, ooh. So it wasn't just Lovren. Nicole, what's up? Happy for the 3 points, yeah, but disappointed that we didn't make up with the goal difference. I was hoping for a blowout. Yeah, I think a lot of. Let me get to that. I'm glad you said that, Nicole. Why is Trent not playing? I think everyone wants to know that. Thompson, I don't know. Nicole, I think people slept on Huddersfield, and I kept telling people this is a trap game. This is a game where if we feed into what most of the fan base says is, oh, we should smash them five. I mean, there were people saying 6-7-0, and not jokingly, they were serious. And people are doing too much of comparing us to City. Yes, City are going to slaughter teams. City are set up in a different way than us, and each game is different. There'll be teams that City don't slaughter, and we slaughter. It doesn't mean anything. It's every game is its own separate situation. I don't want to keep talking if you want to say something, man.
You keep
So I mean, people slept on Huddersfield, and you saw that they came to play at home, and they probably deserved the point. I hate to say that they probably deserved the point
They
because
probably
we damn near
deserved it.
gave it to them at the end of the day. Because a lot of it wasn't really as good as they were. We were doing stuff, this stupid stuff, giving the ball away, clumsy
Exactly.
in defense. Um,
Like
I think Allison had probably his worst game. I mean, the save he made off the header was amazing. We got lucky with the ball at the post, but waiting too long to clear the ball. There was one clearance that just went straight up in the air. I mean, nobody was good today. Nobody was good. There were some people that were good, but we needed more people when it made a difference in the final third to be good. Like I said, Genie, Fab, Shakiri, I think even Lalana, Sturridge here and there
Yeah, I
are
think
really the
Sturridge was
only guys
okay.
and Gomez are really the only guys that can really hold their heads, man. But collectively, they could have easily gotten the point. Yeah, they didn't get the pin. The ball that hits the post, the ball in the second half, Munya, I don't know how he skies that. I mean wow. So look, we're riding our luck, man, and at some point it's going to run out. It's going to run out, and so again, if we would have played this game, had a better performance, wasn't so kind of sloppy defensively, I'd be happy with the performance. I'm happy with the 3 points, but I want to enjoy the performance as well. I thought it was a pretty decent game from Huddersfield's point of view, but for us it was just bad. Allison is under so much pressure. I would argue he touches the ball more than any keeper. He might. So much pressure. Do you mean in this game or in general? Because I don't think over the course of the season, I don't think he's been under that much pressure. I mean, I think our defense has been pretty good. So I'm not sure if you mean this
But
game or
this
what kind of pressure you mean from the media. What do you mean? Go ahead.
this game we may have won 1-0, but we didn't even play that good defense. I mean, it was just that we were getting lucky, and their striking was just terrible. But if that was Sane, if that was Jesus, if that was anybody from a good team, even if it was Aubameyang, and I think he's a bum, that probably would have been a goal.
You think Obama is a bum? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Dominic Walsh says, "So what if they could have easily got a point? Man United rode their luck for 15 years." I'm not talking about Man United, man. I don't care what Man United's done for 15 years. This is Liverpool Football Club, and I'm saying that riding your luck or not, at some point it will run out. You know what I mean? Because Man United did it doesn't mean Liverpool's going to do it. At some point, the luck's going to run out. I don't care what Man United did. We're Liverpool. We need to do our own thing. And in my humble opinion, at some point, again, a team slightly better than Huddersfield wins that game, or at least gets a draw. Yeah, I mentioned the Allison thing at halftime. Seems like he's afraid of making a mistake. I don't see that at all. I mean, you're basing that on one game. I mean, when else has he seemed like he was scared to make a mistake? I don't know about that. I think Adam Lallana and Sturridge should not play together. They both keep the ball, not playing expected one touch. I don't agree with that either. But again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I thought Lalana looked good today. I thought Sturridge looked good today. I didn't think them being on the pitch together was an issue at all.
I think
Neither
they
one
were
of them
both
were a
good.
problem at all to me. They just weren't. Neither one of them were perfect, but I didn't see an issue with either one of them, solo or together. Thompson, is me or has Allison kicking got worse? I don't see that either. I mean, I think we're letting one game really say what Allison is, and I don't really understand that. Fair if that's what you think, but I don't think his kicking's gotten worse over one game. I mean, nah. Um,
Everybody has like their games when they do bad. This was obviously Liverpool's, but we can't use that as an
well,
excuse.
this is
We need to like do better with our
But
performance.
this isn't the only bad game we've had this season. That's the issue. I mean, you start to build up these games where you're just not looking good. And you thought maybe after a break, not that players had a break because they had to play with their international teams, but you thought we'd come back with whoever was on the pitch and really show some fight. But we're just back to sloppiness. And that's really frustrating personally. Okay, if it's not just this game, then tell me what game you're talking about. Then that's my question. Because I don't remember any other game where he looked like he was struggling with his kicking. That's just me. Maybe I'm not watching. Maybe I didn't watch more. This is what Allison kicking has always been like. This it's good. It's just what he saw has been on highlights. Yeah, I mean I don't really see anything wrong with Allison's kicking. I thought today he wasn't that great at his kicking, his
I
decision
think
making, but I can't remember another game where it looked like his kicking was poor. But again, maybe it was. Maybe I just didn't notice it. I mean, I'm not perfect. Go ahead.
I think everybody was either like bad this game or okay. Allison's kicking. I agree with you. Whoever said that. I think it stayed the same.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We can do player ratings just for the fun of it. I'm not that. I mean, I really want to, but it'd be interesting to see what you think collectively, what we think, and what some of you guys think. So start with the keeper, Allison. 1 out of 10. What would you give him?
5.
Five.
I
Five.
think
Okay.
everybody was either a 5 or a 6.5 or a 7 at the
Fair
most.
enough. Yeah, I would probably say I'm gonna give him a 6 for that save he made, the header. Um, and I think there was a lot of situations where we started breaks on them or counterattacks, and we just couldn't finish anything in the final third. So I think 6, but I'm not mad at a 5. That's fine. Gomez.
Gomez, he was all right. I'm gonna give him a 6.5.
Okay, I'm gonna give Gomez. I thought you'd go with more from Gomez since you thought he was so good in the first. I'm gonna go a little bit higher with Gomez. I'm gonna give him a 7. I thought Gomez is probably like the guy said. He said man of the match. I'm gonna go Shakir. You know what? Yeah, I'll give Gomez a 7. I'll give Gomez a 7. I didn't think he was awful. Lovren.
Lovren, my gosh, 5.5.
Let's see real quick. Watch the city highlights. How does Pep get his players so close to each other? Top coach. I'd love to see Liverpool play like that. I mean, we have the players.
I do not. I don't want to see anything with Pep. This is LFC Liverpool.
Yeah, I mean, I get your point, but again, you start to get yourself in trouble when you start comparing them to other teams, especially City. They've got different players. You can say we are equally on their level with the quality of players we have. Different managers, different kind of ideals, and yeah, City are going to smash teams like that throughout the season. So yes, at some point we have to be getting our goals up. He said, "Sorry, little man." Nah, but
It's okay.
yeah. So you said what for Lovren?
Um, 5.5.
Okay. Um, yeah, Larvin always seems like he's got a mistake in him. Although I thought he was good against City, I thought he was good for most of the game here. I'd give him a 6. Um, maybe 5. I give him a 6. Virgil Van Dyke.
Um, 6.
Yeah, I don't think they're any more than 6 for me. Sorry. I mean, people will say, "Oh, he killed every header." He didn't. Number one.
He really did.
One, he totally whiffed on the ball. It went right through his legs. So I mean, collectively again, defensively, we just weren't that good. Lavin could have cost us a pin. Luckily, the dude stayed on his feet. Yeah, again, just reckless, man, reckless. Robertson.
Well, I think I'm gonna give him a 5.
Yeah, 5'6". Again, I can't. I don't want to keep saying it, but I'll say it one more time. The defense collectively just weren't that great. Midfield.
Really was.
Hendo only played the first half. Do you want to grade him? I don't even remember much that he did or didn't do.
I'm giving Hendo a 4.
A 4. Whoa. Wow. Okay. I give him a 5. I don't remember much of him. He came off. Clearly, Klopp saw something he didn't like. So there that was. Milner.
Milner, I'm giving him a 5.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Who was the other? Oh, Lalana.
I think he played in a right game. He came in at the second half. I'm gonna give him like 6.5.
Yeah, I thought Lalana was good, improved, and impressed. I was impressed by what Lalana did today, honestly.
So was I
Virgil
because
van
like
Dijk.
it was off the injury.
Yeah, Thompson said Virgil van Dijk can make a mistake in my book. He has earned it. Yeah, see that mentality. I just don't agree with Thompson, and that's fair. I respect your opinion. I think a lot of people. I think I'm probably in a minority. Most people think the same. Virgil van Dijk can make as many mistakes as he wants because he doesn't usually make them. But and again, they didn't cost us because they didn't score from it. But if they scored, which is a big if, I know it didn't happen. But for me, even though Larvin has made more mistakes, um, by far more mistakes than Virgil van Dijk. In my opinion, you still have to talk about that. You still, if you're gonna knock the man next to him for it, or the man to the right, or the man in front of him, or whatever, when they make mistakes, you have to about Virgil van Dijk. You know what I mean? You got to do it because if it's Larvin, we're gonna do it. And I get it. Larvin's made more mistakes over his career for Liverpool. I get it. Also played there longer, but still, Virgil van Dijk does show sometimes that he's not always a Rolls Royce. Sometimes he's a broke down Acura as well in moments. Fab looked good. He did. You can see the quality. He's very sneaky to get to. Yeah. No, I mean, again, you saw glimpses of what Fabinho could do in this side. There was a moment there where it looked like a guy was going to beat him. He even went down to the ground and still got a knock on the ball, kicked it out of bounds. So he's showing that he's getting up to speed, literally and figuratively. Like his speed seems to be improved than it did in preseason. Maybe some other kind of cameos he made. Jason said, "What was up with the passing in the final third?" I don't know, man. Towards the end when Bobby came, I don't know. I thought that when Firmino came in, the passing would get better, but it just got worse. And what's up with that shot he took? I mean, was it Sturridge that passed the ball to him? Somebody squared him over. I mean, clear. I mean, the goalkeeper is dead. All you gotta do is put it in the corner, man. That's it. That's it. So again, nobody was really on their game today, and that's just how it was. Genie,
I think Genie came in and he had a good game.
he did. I was really happy with Genie, man. Really happy with Genie. I'm gonna give Genie, even though he played a half, I would give him 7.
So am I.
I mean, really, he really came on and tried his best. You can't do it with one player only to really control that game. Shielding guys off the ball. He has an underrated amount of strength to him, and I love that. He even had some moments there where it seemed like his mind was telling him to push the ball, but I feel like Klopp told him just try to keep things under control, keep it down. Yeah, give me your thanks, Jason, for participating, man. Give me some of you guys' numbers too if you want while we go on with this. But do Fabinho too because he came in late. What do you think about Fabinho?
Fabinho was good. I'm gonna give him a 7.5.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna give him a 6.
9 man of the match.
Yeah, he played 20 minutes maybe. I don't know, but yeah, Fabinho's the man of the match for you.
Yeah.
All right, I like that. No, Fabinho was good, man. I was impressed. I really was. That's all I can really say about it. He was really clean, and like you said, he can make some kind of nice little fouls here and there. So yeah, I like that. And then the front three, Shaqiri.
Shaqiri, he was good.
Go man, 7. Go, I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'll give him a 7.
Nice, Jason. For Shaqiri, yeah. To me, Shaqiri was man of the match. I mean, so many times with him being so small.
Yes, nice to see him.
And nice and short to the ground, like he was able to just stab balls at the last second, get him away from the defender, get it up to one of our players. Just very quick. Why was he not taking corners consistently? Yeah. Now I know the one corner he took, I guess it went out of bounds and came back in. Mercy says we're getting a lot more luck this season. We are. Salah 7, Sturridge 6, Shaq 7.5.
How's Salah above Sturridge? I don't get that.
Yeah, I guess because Salah scored. So I mean, look, people are gonna put Salah high because one, he scored and he's been in kind of a scoring drought. We'll guess that's because he scored and he's been in a scoring drought, and he basically won us the game when you think about it. you win by scoring goals. So I get that. I don't agree with it, but it's cool. I respect it. Um, but yeah, I don't know why Shakir's not taking corners. That is so frustrating. Milner is not the best corner kicker. He had a couple today that was good. Salah is okay. I don't know why
We
Shakir's not on.
probably could have scored a little bit, maybe 2 goals more if
Yeah,
Shakiri.
I knew this would be a tight game, and I knew that those set pieces would be important for both teams. Luckily they didn't capitalize on any of theirs, but we got to be better at set pieces, especially in these games, man. I mean, I wanted so much to get that second goal. I was nervous and stressed throughout that whole game, specifically in the second half, when it didn't need to be. If we just played our game, if we were more clinical in the front of the pitch and not as sloppy, then that game, we could have had 2 or 3. So again, I mean, Liverpool. I don't know what team you've been watching. Um, and I love the team that we've been watching, but at the same token, especially defensively, I love it, and I'm proud that we can win games like this. To be honest, but I still don't want us looking sloppy like that. You know what I mean? Like if we can, iron these games out, or not iron these games out, but if we can kind of rough these games out and get 1-0, that's cool. But the performance needs to be a bit higher than that, man. Giving the ball away like that, if you're doing everything you can and the goalkeeper just stopping your goals, or you're even missing a goal here and there, at least get a shot on target, but don't lose the ball just before you get there. You know what I mean? Like this is things that we doing. I'm assuming they're doing training, but when the game comes, I just don't get it. I don't get it. So again, I don't knock the lineup. I thought Klopp picked a hell of a good lineup. I thought a lineup that was capable of beating this team. We beat them, but beat them a bit more. But again, to me, it never really mattered as long as we won the game. I'm just slightly disappointed at some of the performances out there, because some of that didn't need to happen. But anyway, Shaqiri 7. I said 7. I wouldn't even mind going 7.5. Sturridge, I'm gonna give.
I'm gonna give Serge a 6.5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 6.5. Yeah, somewhere around there. Salah, I'm giving a 5. I'm sorry. I know he scored a goal. I get that, and that's
I'm
fine
giving
if people
Salah
don't
a
agree.
5 too.
But I
Actually,
mean, come on,
5.5.
man. This guy was just
Ferocious,
man.
guys.
He said ferocious. Yeah, he was just. Let's see what Mercy said. Mercy said Allison 7, Robertson 6, Van Dyke 7, Larvin 6, Gomez 7, Henderson 6.5, Lalana 7, Milner 6.5, Shaqiri 7, Sturridge. You missed Genie, but yeah, I mean,
So
I didn't even. I'm not
we
even gonna
don't
rate
have to
Firmino.
do-
Firmino was only on there for a few minutes, but yeah. So
Wait,
I mean, that was just but I told people this is gonna be that kind of game, so it wasn't surprising. And I told you I don't like trap music, but the thing is, Huddersfield's trap was good, but they'd have a more expensive mousetrap if they had a couple of better players. Man, they could have really, really gotten some points here, and probably should have. I'm glad they didn't.
like
Of
it
course,
really
but,
should have been 4-1 Huddersfield or even more. Like
so our next game in the league is against Cardiff, and they just won their first game. Snot at Fulham 4-2. I don't know how. It's got to be embarrassing losing to a team like Cardiff City, but yeah, they're gonna be hungry, so we gotta switch some things up, man. Seriously, we took advantage of Chelsea dropping points. True, couldn't care less how we did it. Yeah, I get that, and I'm pretty much of that thinking, Mercy. But we're here to talk about the team, and
I'm
that's
so
and
happy
that's
that we
how.
got 3 points.
And I gotta talk truthfully about him. It was an abysmal performance. Getting the 3 points is amazing. Yes, we're happy. Trust us. But yeah, so I pretty much agree with that sentiment. Jason, to be honest, I've been a Liverpool fan for a long time. We're never going to win the league like City. If we win it, will be a painful, nervous journey. Get ready for high blood pressure. Yeah, you're probably right, and I'm fine with that too, bro. We won't lose to Cardiff. Um, okay. I mean, I'm sure you listen. We could have lost today or drew today, so I mean, I'm always confident in this team that we'll win.
Yeah.
You'll never hear me come on here and say we're gonna lose a game. But speaking after
Neither will
games like this, um, you learn to, and I already respected Huddersfield coming up, but you learn to not take any team lightly. Is all I'm saying. I mean, I always think Liverpool can win. I'm always confident in us, but we got to prepare ourselves and be ready to win. You know what I mean? Sometimes we just don't really look like we're applying ourselves. Trust me, the performance wasn't great today, but considering it's the first game after the international break, yeah, that's all fair and well. That's all. It's the first game after the international break for everybody. And what does City do? Go smash the team 5-0. So that's not. I love you, man. I appreciate your comments, but that's not an excuse. It's just not. I'm sorry. You see teams putting up big points today against teams. So I mean, is Burnley worse or better than Huddersfield? And I'm talking about the tape. I'm talking about the team. I feel like Huddersfield's probably slightly better than, but at least they look like it today. So that's just not an excuse for me, man. But I hear you. I hear you. Of course, Salah wasn't amazing, but it's a bit of progress. Scored the winning goal. I guess lots of changes, all things considered. I guess. What do you think Salah's problem, and what is the solution? Um,
I think Salah's problem is that he is like he's just trash on his passing. Like he needed to make better passes. He needed to stop giving the ball away. Just like he, and there was this one moment where it was just him and somebody else. It was and the goalkeeper, and he took the shot, but he didn't even score. Like you have to score goals like that.
oh, that one, yeah,
When
that
Sturridge
would have been
passed
nice.
it.
Yeah, that was a great pass, and I just felt like, okay, maybe this could be Salah's day for scoring, not for passing, because that was not his day for passing. But if he scored that, I would say, okay, boom, okay, cool. You got 2 goals. You still getting a low score for me, but 2 goals, a brace, you can't really knock him. But he didn't get it, and so again, I thought that for the goal he scored, I'm glad he scored it. I thought that was going wide. I thought that was going wide. When it was almost, I didn't even jump up and celebrate like I usually do, which is almost just like, oh, my man Salah just scored. Okay. Um, So you mean in general, what's up with Salah? But what is that? Let me see. Yeah, true. I got Salah sloppy performance, but what is that? I don't know what you mean by what is that. But so that was his version of what Salah's issue is. Um, I think Salah feels a bit of pressure. I mean, scoring so many goals for a big club like Liverpool last season, so much pressure to not necessarily replicate that, but just be on that same standard. And I
Yeah.
think I mean, he's human. I
I'm
think part of that's in his head. He's thinking too much when he shoots it, maybe thinking too much when he has the ball at his feet, what to do. And that's making his passes delayed. That's making him miss shots. Getting the ball nicked off him so easily. I just think he's thinking too much. Egypt, he's got a whole country on his back. It's a lot. It's a lot, I think.
yeah.
Beyond
He's
that,
not
I
gonna
don't think
get
there's
a.
any. I think his confidence will always be high. I just think that's naturally what he has, what he's made of. But I just think he's feeling some pressure, and it's really messing with his game. I think sitting him for a game at least would be good. I don't know when you're gonna do that, but I would sit him. I really don't see the Salah problem. Nobody else is doing anything. He needs to be fed. Once he starts getting better service, he'll score goals. There's no connection between midfield and forwards. I agree with some of that, not all of it though, because a lot of goals Salah scored was on his own. And I mean, you're saying he's not getting the service. He's had plenty of chances to score the goal,
Exactly.
whether he got service or he made it himself. So I don't really buy into that, but
But
fair enough.
Salah, you said that he's thinking too much. Salah needs to get it. Like, I'm not trying to be harsh on him, but you're not gonna have a season like that. He scored like 42 goals,
Something like that, yeah, 40
40,
something
40
in all
something
comps.
goals. Uh, I would just like try my best to score as much as I can, but he shouldn't be thinking too much about it. So.
You asking me to expand on the Salah problem? Um, or you asking the other guy? Let me see. There was a chance where Firmino could have passed to Shaq to be clear 1-on-1. Yeah, but he chose to pass to Salah and messed up for decision making. So bad. Yeah, and I think sometimes players are thinking, let's get Salah going, which is the dumbest mentality to have. I hate to say it, but you get the guy going that's open. I don't give a damn if it's Salah and he hasn't scored goals.
Like
I don't care
Shaq was.
if Lovren was wide open for a pass and Salah wasn't wide open, I'm giving the ball to Lovren because he's wide open. There's an easier way from that point to the goal. Yeah, like what you mean? What's his problem? I know Salah's overall. I still don't know what you mean, Dominic. I don't really know if he has a problem. What I was saying a few minutes ago was that I think he's thinking too much, and I think that's messing up his decision making. And wanting to be this great football player for Liverpool and improve and do just as good, maybe not as good, but do similar to what he did last season. I think he just feels pressure from that, and I just think that's really messing up his mind when it comes to making decisions, whether it's to pass the ball, shoot the ball, because these things last season he was doing like it was clockwork. You know what I mean? So his overall play isn't horrible. I don't think his overall play is horrible either. He's done some really good things this season that's gone under the radar. Um, his overall play has been, yeah, I wouldn't say his overall play, but it just, for example, he gets in the right places at the right time. Always, and he gets chances. So his play can overall be bad. That doesn't make sense. If his play overall was bad, he wouldn't even be getting the right chances. So people who know football, everybody on here knows football. I'm not trying to knock any of you guys. You know that there's more to a game than scoring goals or making a pass. You know, cerebral, getting to a place, getting open, finding space. That's part of football. If you're doing that, then you can't say overall you're not on your game. So I'm not saying that. If it sounds like I'm saying that, then I apologize. I'm definitely not saying that. Let me read some of these comments. No, Salah's overall play is horrible because I don't see a problem with his goal scoring. Has identical stats to this time last year. His overall play has been horrible. Okay, everybody seems to have different opinions today. Well, that's kind of life, though, isn't it? Everybody's different. So we missed Money in this game. I, I I don't know about that. Sure, maybe we did. I don't know. I think Shaqiri was fine today, and I think if we had some better passing, no one would even thought of Mane. He's doing good things. It's just his composure, which is an issue last year. Yeah, I remember watching him at the start of the season and thinking, what's going on? The team needs to be playing well in general for him to look better. Yeah, got you, man. Klopp is responsible for this. He should improve the connection at the front line,
Oh my God.
not just focusing at defense, and the Egyptians should be rested.
Klopp is not responsible for this. Klopp can only do so much, and it was Salah's own fault. It was Salah's own fault for doing like bad passes. Klopp can go on the field and direct Salah how to shoot.
Yeah, I don't agree with that comment either. It's a fine line between who's at fault and who isn't, and I don't like to get into these conversations because it's just silly. It's always a little bit of both. Let me see. Jason says yes, the connection at the front is not existent. Um, yeah, yeah. So I mean, I think yes. I think today, like you're saying, let me read that comment again. Um, he should improve the connection at the front line. How would you say he should improve it? And what do you mean by that? Personnel, different formation. What do you mean? And how is he going to do that? What would you suggest? 'Cause I think today he did try to mix that up. I mean, those three haven't played together. Salah, Sturgeon,
Shaq.
and Shaq. So I don't know. I don't really know what you mean by changing the front line. We're pretty much gonna score in every game. If we keep clean sheets, we will win game. Yeah, and that's all I'm really worried about. At the end of the season, it makes me nervous. I think we'll keep pace with City. I really do. But they are just smashing teams. And if we're on the same points as them at the end of the season, the way we're going now, at the end of the season, we both have, I don't know, 90 something points, whatever it is. If they've got more goals, they win the league. And that would really hurt. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, wow, we're that close again, but we couldn't score goals. So I love the idea that we're playing so much better defensively. And I think some of us who complained last year was, oh, our defense is terrible. Now our defense is better, and our offense is suffering a bit. You know what I mean? To probably say the least. And it's frustrating, but let's be happy that we're winning games and we're controlling games. Yes, Huddersfield has some chances and some moments, and maybe some unfortunate, unlucky situations that didn't go their way. But that's what happens. You know what I mean? Teams that win leagues need some luck. And we've been so unlucky for the longest time. So I don't mind riding that for another game. My thing is, how long can we ride that? How long can we have our defense be the reason to bail us out of games? Or
But this game, our defense
or the ref or
was,
the other team making mistakes. Go ahead.
But oh, okay. But this game, our defense wasn't even good. It's just that we were playing against a bum team. I don't even want to say bums anymore because they obviously aren't. We're playing against a team that doesn't have that good of striking. That's the only reason. That's truly the only reason why we won this game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think our defense wasn't the best this season today, but by and large, it was decent, and I think it was good, just about good enough to win it. Is my point on that. But yeah, it's a collective problem, not blaming the victim. We've also had one of the most difficult starts we have. That's true, and we're still with City defense. Yeah, I totally agree with that. Why are we acting like we had the starting 11 and played poorly? Half our team weren't even starters. Come on, guys, line and play. Carl, that's a losing mentality, bro. And all due respect to you, but it doesn't matter if we're the starting. We can't keep. We sit around and say, oh, we have so much depth now. Look at our squad. So we can't now say, oh, because we didn't start our 11, then it's okay to have a bad performance. No, it doesn't matter. You think, and Klopp sure doesn't think that way. So No, I don't mean to be rude or disrespectful, bro, but that to me is a loser's mentality. I mean, that's if you have a squad, the way of thinking of things. Mercy says Klopp is the only manager in the era to completely change his tactics from all-out attack to being solid defensively. Um, I would play a holding two and leave Shaq to float. Okay. For an opposition defender, the front three need service. We're not fluid. Our midfield just goes side to side. What's the point of depth if they can't win? That's what I'm saying. I don't get this whole and you know, Carl, I think you're not alone in that. There'll be a lot of people who will say things like, "Well, we didn't start our strongest squad." That's it. Doesn't matter. It doesn't
I
matter,
don't
man.
care.
It doesn't
Like
matter who
this
we
is
start. And in a game like this, when you know this season, there's no excuses. You need to come out there and play like that and be hungry. You know what I'm saying? Huddersfield played well today, far better than we did, I think. I think we should try a double pivot for the next few games with Shaq and 10. I've noticed both times when Shaqiri has played, the midfield has been gone or been open, which calls for Fab. Yeah, at the end of the day, I don't really question Klopp on his formations and play. I'm happy with whatever we go with at this point. Sure, some things might make you raise your eyebrows, but for the most part, he's gotten it right in my opinion. We can whine and complain about not seeing Trent, say how unfair it is, say we're mad that Fabinho's not starting yet. Whatever we want to say. I mean, Klopp knows best. And that's what I believe and that's what I trust. But anybody we put on that field with this team this season, sure, we probably could use something else. We're missing Ox, obviously. Maybe we need that more of a midfielder who can be more attack minded, be more a guy who can carry the rock through the pitch. Maybe. But those aren't excuses for me. This team this season is a team built, it should be built enough. Maybe you get something in January, but even with this team right now, is enough to win this league. I don't care what anyone says. So there's no excuses. No excuses. With all the respect to Klopp, sticking at 4-3-3 is as boring as Salah. I think we should try. Okay, I get you, but what I mean is there isn't going to be a fluid connection like we usually do. But Carl, I'm not even talking about a fluid connection. I'm talking about basic passes. Basic. Salah has been in this team all season. So what do you mean? Like, if you're passing it's a pass. I mean, it's a regular pass. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's not even about fluid. It's not like we started Solanke, Origi, and I don't know who else.
Denny. Well, we don't.
I don't. Like, I mean, this Salah has been playing. You can make a pass. It's a basic pass. So I mean, I hear you, bro. I do. I really do. We just have to agree to disagree on that. I mean, I mean, on the surface of things, that it makes sense what you're saying because yes, it wasn't our quote unquote strongest team, but still, man, like that was enough to beat Huddersfield. It was enough to beat a lot of teams, in my opinion. Or maybe it wasn't. We'll see. In the end, then we win. Yeah, but nobody's arguing that, Carl. Nobody's. I'm not on here to say. I mean, obviously we won, we both mentioned that. We're happy we won, and trust me, I love to be able to win a game, even when we're not on and popping going forward. I've said that every video of you've watched.
I don't care.
My point is, there's no excuse to play a game like that to make it to where it's too close at the end of the game. You have to play. You have to perform in the game much better than that. You know what I'm saying? We didn't, and it's okay. And we haven't in certain other games and gotten a favorable result, whether it be a draw or win or whatever. I mean, Brighton, we only beat them 1-0, but we weren't this bad. So this is a Liverpool channel, bro. We're just here to talk about what we feel about it. Yes, we're happy we got the win, but some of the performances were abysmal, and that's just what it was. Simple as that. And it's not like Huddersfield were super defensive. They weren't. They let some. Hey, thank you. So that's another thing. Nobody can have that excuse of they'll say teams parked the bus, which means they sat back and they didn't. Huddersfield came to play. I mean, yes, they had moments where they were sitting back, but they came out and pressed us. I said in the first half, like we pressed other teams. So there's no real excuses, man. There's no excuses. And I'm just saying, if you're not concerned moving forward, because Carl said that, and that's cool. But we've looked similar to that with our starting 11. So. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the moment that our luck runs out, hoping it doesn't, and we in the league and we lose a game like that, then maybe people will start talking about it. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is I'm glad we won. But the luck is hopefully gonna get another lifeline for a little bit longer. Sorry for irritating you, man, and thanks for your efforts, man. You didn't irritate me. Did he irritate you? No,
Wait.
we're good. We're just. I mean, I speak and respond passionately. I'm not irritated with anybody. everybody on this channel is respectful. I love all you guys. So there's no beef. We have different opinions, and that's fine. I mean, not every Liverpool fan or fan of any club has to have the same opinion. That's cool. But if I don't agree, then I'll express why I don't agree, and that's cool. Mercy says we have been playing like this since the Leicester game. Yeah, so I mean, this is not new. With our starting 11 or without our starting 11, we've been playing pretty poor. I don't know about since Leicester. I don't know if I can remember back that far.
When is
I guess you mean in the Premier League, because definitely we weren't that way against PSG, for example. Um, and it gets cloudy before the PSG game, so maybe you're right, honestly. But again, just to reiterate, we're definitely happy that we won the game today. Let's just make that clear, right? We're both happy on that. Um, just disappointed in some of the performances. That's all, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think we need to be in panic mode or either a crisis mode or anything like that. The guys have just got to be a bit more cleaner. That's it. A bit more clean, a bit more focused. Um, and I think the goals will come. I think they'll come. I think the guys are trying. The final third is really, really messing us up, though. I don't know what it is that's the guys are clicking off or what, but what I don't want to see is, and I saw a little bit of it today, especially from Sturridge, just like kind of frustration that balls weren't going a certain way. And I get it because we're frustrated watching it and we're cursing and all that, but you don't want to see a team crumble through things like that can be easily fixed, I think, or should be able to be easily fixed at some point sooner than later. But yes, Mane didn't play today. Firmino came on late. Salah has been in some kind of form. Wasn't the best today. It'll bounce back. But yeah, next game is Red Star in the Champions League, and then we're back in the league against Cardiff at the weekend. So we've been on here for quite a while now. Almost coming on 50 minutes. Anything else you want to close with, man?
Um, no, just that we need to play better next game, and of course I'm happy with the win, but this was just disappointing.
Performance.
The performance was just disappointing.
Yeah, and that's
we need to do better.
Yeah, and that's all. I mean, we can only talk about how we feel about the games, and that's just what we're doing here. What would be your front three if we bench Salah, considering Mane? Hopefully, it's when we bench Salah. Mane is considering Mane's injury. I would go Sturridge, Shaq, and Firmino, and make it work. Maybe you got to put Firmino and Sturridge up as a two. I don't get this whole Sturridge can play the wing. Firmino, don't play that formation, Klopp. And of course, that Klopp probably doesn't think that. I don't know if he does or not. But my response to that is then play a different formation. You know what I mean? Play a different formation. Make it work for your team. You know what I mean? I think you can put Sturridge and Firmino up top. You can do a 4-2-3-1 with Sturridge leading the top, with Firmino drop down to the middle of that three, just below the one.
I think
Figure it out.
Play
You know what I mean?
Winger.
I think Sturridge can play wherever he wants across the front three. I don't think he's as quick or as eager to be active when it comes to shutting guys down to press. But again, Klopp needs to figure it out. That's what he's getting paid for. Why Salah must sit? I think Salah should sit because he, in large parts of the time going forward.
I think he's just like stressed out, because he wasn't, like you said, he wasn't having. He's stressed because he's like not having a game that he had. The games that he had like last season.
Yeah, I think he can do one game on the bench. I mean, why? Because everyone can sit at some point. I mean, clearly you're a big Salah fan. That's cool, but my opinion is he should sit. Do you think a Coutinho player would have changed something? I knew that was coming, and I'm sure that was all on Twitter. Sure, why not? Why not? I don't think this game was about that, honestly, but sure, just to entertain anybody who thinks that. I wouldn't bench Salah. We need to get someone in a 10. Yeah, everyone's got their opinion. A lot of people say it's about a 10. A lot of people say we should bench Salah or we shouldn't bench Salah. I never thought I'd say that, honestly. But after today's game,
I think everybody.
And it wasn't like this was the only game that he's done that. In my opinion, in a lot of the games, he does these kind of lazy passes on the give and goes, or he tries to be too cute, or he just doesn't know what to really do in the final third. So again, I don't hate Salah. I mean, I still love Salah. I still think he'll get his fair share of goals this season. But I think it's okay to sit down and play it from time to time. We need better decision making in the final third. Yeah. And I don't think that's all down to Salah. I'm not trying to say that. But I think a lot of it has been. Whether it's him, not knowing whether to shoot or to pass or being nervous or not nervous, but being maybe not sure of himself because he missed the last couple. We need a guy, and maybe I should go back on what I said. Maybe he's not as high in the confidence category as I think he is. I think a guy who's confident just keeps going, keeps shooting. He's letting us play. He's not thinking too much. He's just playing natural, just flowing with the game. And I don't think Salah's always doing that. I think the more he misses, unfortunately, and the more he makes these bad decisions, I don't know if it can really help him. And so I think maybe just sitting, watching, maybe coming off the bench, being a spark, getting a goal or two, maybe that'll give him some more confidence. So that's my whole thinking on that. But anyway, thanks guys for so much. Anything else you want to add?
No, just play better next game.
Yeah. We got 2 games coming up very quickly that we can change. So Ox end of last season was basically our 10. Watched last season and he didn't assist. He had a pass to the assist. Very key. Yeah, he had those hockey assists where he would pass it to the guy who passed it on. I don't really think it's about a 10. Honestly, I just don't. I don't see that. And I think once Naby gets back, I think he can. I think we have enough players in the team to do that. I think Lallana, if he's stay true, stay black, always. We have no choice, man. Always stay true, always stay black. You see the skin complexion. So that's my man Mercy, though. I appreciate that. But I don't think it's about a 10. I think again, I keep saying this. As much as I think that we probably could use something here or there.
Naby.
Yeah, I said Naby. Yeah, Naby. I think Naby. What I really mean is that I think we have enough players on our team of guys who can, play that role. Maybe not consistently, but can have those moments. We didn't really have that in the second part of the season. You say Ox, but I mean, again, you said it yourself. He's more of a hockey assist guy. He wasn't a guy who was really creating that much. I mean, he would score a goal here and there, but again, that to me isn't the truth. He ain't showing me anything since Palace away. Well, that's fine, man. It's still an early season. I mean, that's again, people want things to happen like right away. That's just not going to happen. He's new to the league. It's going to take us some time. So, again, if you don't think it could be Naby, that's fine. I think Naby can do it, and we'll see. I mean, he wasn't that great. He hasn't been that great since the Palace game. I think that's pretty obvious. He's obviously struggling with an injury. May have been struggling with an injury longer than we thought. Not making excuses for him, but it is what it is. I believe Naby will come good, and I think Naby can play that role. In the long-term period, is he going to be our number 10? Probably not. He's more of a box-to-box guy, an 8. We get that. But I'm just saying, of what we have now in our team, Naby, Lallana, if he can continue in this way and stay fit, the myriad of guys we have in the midfield can, for a period, for this season if we need be, I think they can do enough to help us in the midfield. That's what I think. I could be wrong. We'll see. And then this season we'll talk about it again and see what happens. But yeah, let's get out of here, man. Ready? Okay. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Oh wait, go ahead. I was gonna ask you, what do you think the whole team's performance out of it? What
Lord. Oh God.
I'm just.
1 out of 10 for 5, maybe. I mean,
I'm giving it a 5.5.
Yeah, maybe 5.5. I don't know. Give me an example of one time a midfielder carried the ball forward today.
When Genie when he came down and then he passed it to Shaq. He came down to the halfway and passed it to Shaq.
Well, I think Shaqiri played a lot of different positions today. There was sometimes he was playing as a wing back. There was sometimes he was playing as a midfielder. There was sometimes he was playing as a forward. There's sometimes that Firmino plays a midfielder. Now, I guess obviously you're talking about specific midfielder players. And today, I don't remember too much. I think Genie had a moment or two, but there wasn't a lot from a guy driving the ball from the midfield. I don't know if I get your point, though. Not even just today, this season. Gomez was the only player to carry the ball. Yeah, Gomez did a lot of that, too. They opened it up for him for some reason. I don't know why they did that. But I mean, just in general, like all the midfielders that we have, I think it's really about what Klopp is asking them to do. And I think that's the point you're missing. A lot of people are missing. It's what I think it's what the manager is asking of them to do. He knows he doesn't have a player like Ox in the team. That doesn't mean that we don't have a player that can do some of those things. I think Klopp just prefers to have a team right now that can just control games, set stuff off, get a goal or two, and just be like clean with it. Where in the past we keep trying to press, we'd lose games. Bournemouth is the example I always bring up. So you're forgetting that key point, and I think again that's one that I think a lot of people are forgetting. It's not so much with the look. We know what Genie has done in other clubs, or maybe you don't. But if you've seen Genie play in other teams, clearly he has that drive. We've seen what Hendo did at Liverpool in that season. Clearly he can drive the ball. Milner hasn't always been that kind of midfielder. He can drive the ball. Lallana can definitely drive the ball. Naby, in my opinion, not yours, that's fine, can drive the ball. I think even Fabinho, if the coach allows him to do it, can drive. So again, they're not ox, but they all in their own way can do similar things. I'm not saying they're the same player. I'm not saying they're the same player as Coutinho, but they all have bits and pieces of that collectively that they can add to a game. Is all I'm saying. So I can't give you an example of somebody carrying the ball through, but we've said that on this channel. There is no one in this team that can do it like Ox. But if given that role to do it, I think they can do it. I think they're asked to do different jobs, and that's obviously what it is when you watch the team. So that's my answer about that. Anyway, let's get off of here, man. I'm done.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead. What do you want to say?
I was gonna ask you, who do you think is our number 10?
We don't really have a number 10. We don't really have a number 10.
Okay,
There's
that's
no one really. I think there's a lot
I
of guys
think
who
it would
could
be
do it if we
Fabinho.
had the confidence in the man. I'm not to say the confidence, but if we had, if Klopp really wanted to do it, I think he could have put Shaqiri. I think he can try Mane there. I think Lallana is. We don't really know. I thought Lallana was really good today, but I don't. Can we really count on him? So I don't know. I don't think we have a 10 right now. So anyway, we're gone.
Yes, now.